Now, if you're not quite sure what a county supervisor is, you're not alone. And there is no shame in it. A lot of people that I'm talking to, I go out and say, well, I'm running for the Board of Supervisors for Tuolumne County. And say, well, what are you going to supervise? Let me explain a little bit about what this political body is, what their powers are, and what the individual position of a supervisor is. At the top, you can see 5 people sitting at a dais. And that's what the thing's called, by the way, is a dais. The 5 people each represent a different district, and each one is a county supervisor. Collectively, they make up the Board of Supervisors. The districts are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 is the city of Sonora. 2 is Soulsbyville and Crystal Falls area. 3 is Tuolumne over to Twainhart. 4 is a very large district that encompasses Groveland to East Sonora, Chinese Camp, and Don Pedro. And then 5, the district that I'm running for, is primarily Jamestown, Columbia, Stent Courts, Tuttletown, and the western portion of the county. So in District 5, for example, only people registered to vote that live in District 5 will be able to vote for me in the upcoming election. However, as a board member, I will be voting on behalf of the entire county. So if an issue is happening in Groveland, my vote will equal the same amount as the District 4 supervisor. And I'm having some technical difficulty, but we're going to roll with it. So the district or board of supervisors are on a similar level politically with the sheriffs, the district attorney, the assessor, and the treasurer inside the county. However, the board is a little higher, and the reason is, as a group, they control the budget and allocations, meaning that while they can enforce if the sheriff is not doing their job or the DA is not carrying out their duties, they can't tell them what to do, and vice versa from the sheriff and the DA. However, the Board of Supervisors does have control of a large portion of the funding of these bodies. So it tends to be a very important entity in county government. It's also on the same level, though a little more independent of, the superintendent of schools, local judges, as well as the TUD board members that are elected. So these people work with the county, even if they're not directly affiliated as much. An individual supervisor actually has no power whatsoever. They cannot go out and say, I believe on behalf of Tuolumne County, any more than a congressman for a district can go speak on behalf of the United States government. What it takes is a group decision of the board. Most decisions, that is going to be 3 out of 5 votes, and sometimes it requires 4 out of 5 votes in rare circumstances there. With 3 out of 5 votes, the board is able to do a lot of different things. Let's go over real quick what the board is able to do. In their first role, they are an executive authority, meaning that they are the administrative and head of the county. They are in charge of hiring and firing people, negotiating union contracts with labor, creating the budget each year, allocating money, appointing people to committees, amending and writing the general plan, being the chief entity of joint powers agreements for example, the Air Pollution District, the Tuolumne County Power Authority, the Board of Equalization, and until recently, the TCEDA, which has since dissolved in scandal. It's also, however, a legislative body. In that, it has the power to make ordinances, and ordinances are laws. You see them on a sign that, for example, someone cannot change their clothing in a restroom in Tuolumne County. It can get as specific as that for the county, and so long as it doesn't interfere with state or federal law, the county can pretty much do whatever it wants to. There's also resolutions. Resolutions are official statements on behalf of the county. 3 supervisors coming together can be able to say, on behalf of all of our residents, we believe this, we support this, or we oppose this, which can be very meaningful in sending this in to discussions in Sacramento or other things that are happening that affect us. And lastly, they also control zoning and amendments, changes in land use. So to be able to turn a place into mixed use or to create an additional TPZ zone for more timber production, that would be related to the board. Lastly, they also oversee land disputes. That one I won't get into as much. It's pretty technical. But they're a quasi-judicial branch, and that's one of the reasons that the Board of Supervisors is a nonpartisan office and requires people that can be in there and can be fair and unbiased, regardless of politics. Now, an individual supervisor makes about $50,000 per year. That includes also reimbursements on any expenses in the line of their job there, going out to eat for meetings, gas expenses and travel reimbursements, as well as a pretty generous benefits package that includes a pension, medical. Now, for reference, the median county employee wage salary, I believe, is around $70,000 per year. And so each board member is paid a living wage, and it is a full-time job. At the same time, you would think it is one of the highest paid ones in the county. While high-level administrative staff are making high six-figure job or salaries, the board actually makes a much more reasonable $50,000 per year. At the same time, this is an always-on position. We need someone in there that treats it as a full-time job, something that you are out there dedicating yourself to, trying to do better, trying to make work done, because you're paying for it as a taxpayer, that person to be your advocate. I'll also go over real quickly who the supervisors are currently. For District 1, we have Sherry Brennan, again, City of Sonora, and that is a district up for re-election. She's running against Jim Garaventa and David Goldenberg. We have Ryan Campbell, District 2, and Anaya Kirk, District 3. Both of these seats were decided last election cycle and are not up for election. Ryan represents Crystal Falls and Soulsbyville area, while Anaya represents all the way from Twainhart to Tuolumne. John Gray is retiring for District 4, and there is an election there. And the candidates running in that are David Badgley, Kathleen Half, and Damian Renault. And lastly, we have District 5. The current incumbent is Carl Rodefer, who's running for his third term. And there's another challenger named Mike Seuss. As you probably are familiar with now, I'm also running for the Board of Supervisors for District 5. And this encompasses Jamestown, Columbia, Stent, Courts, Tuttletown, South Tulloch, and the western portions of the county. And I think it's an area we're going to see a lot happening in the future. Hopefully this was a useful video for you. Hopefully now you understand a little bit more about what a supervisor does and what you can expect from them. And please like, share, comment, send any feedback that you have, anything that you'd like to see in the future. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me at my website, jaronfor5.com, Jaronfor and the number 5, or at jaronfor5@gmail.com. Either one gets right to me, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.